Class 8, today your topic is migration. You have earlier read that what is migration? Movement of people from one place to another place or from one country to another country is known as migration. People migrate because of the need of or the desire to settle down permanently or temporarily or for new jobs. Now, types of migration. Migration are two types. One is internal, another one is external. Internal, where people is moving within the country from one place to another place, and external, when people are moving out of the country or the continent. When people leaves his or her own country and moves to another country, that is known as emigration. The person who emigrates is known as emigrant because he or she is moving out from his own country. For example, when a people living in India move out and goes to settle down in Canada, or a people from Canada moves out and comes to India to settle down. So this is known as immigrant. Now, when a person arrives in a new country, leaving their own country, that is called immigration. For example, when a people living in India and arriving in Canada is known as immigration. Or when a person coming from Canada to India said to have immigrated immigrated in India. That means they are immigrant in India. Now, when I am going out from my country and going to live in another country, then I will be immigrant of that country or in that country. Okay. Now, what is temporary? Temporary, the immigration could be for seasonal, daily or annual. Like people move from lower regions to higher regions to lower regions from higher regions in mountains during harsh winter months. Because in winter months the higher altitudes it is not possible for them to live, so they move down in lower regions. So that is known as seasonal. Migration between rural and urban areas. There are four types: rural to urban, urban to urban, rural to rural, urban to rural. Rural to urban. What does rural to urban migration means? Rural to urban means when a person is moving from rural area, that is from villages to cities in search of better opportunities. Because as we know, the villages might not be able to give them good jobs, which is absent or very less over there. So the only way a person could get job is by going to the city, either with a family or alone. Not only this, jobs, better educational opportunities exist in cities, because in villages good colleges, schools might not be available, and for that people migrate to towns and urban areas. This is also an opportunity to adapt and enjoy the urban lifestyle and health services. This type of migration is common in developing countries like Brazil and India. A few other reasons of migration are, for instance, village cannot support or the rapid increase in population. So people have to move out from that village to another village in search of job or work. If the population increasing, the food supply will be getting reduced. For that also people will be leaving their own villages. Shortage of land. If they don't have land for cultivation or do their work, then also people move out to search of lands and buy lands to other villages and start living there. Introduction of machineries for farming, due to which many people lose their jobs, and for that they have to move out to different places. Now, using machines means, for instance, if I have a big hectare of land, and earlier I needed 50 laborers to put the seed to the farming over there, for planting the trees, then cleaning the plants, keeping an eye on them. Then when it is harvesting time, I need people to cut the harvest it, and then they have to clean it, thrash it. So for this, many people are engaged. But if I use a machine, then I won't need so many people. So people will obviously lose their jobs. So due to this reason also, people migrate to other areas. Rural to rural migration. Now many people, just you have heard earlier which I told, that various regions are there, better resources, or they might get a property from they are living in one village, in other village they have acquired property, so they can move out for their, due to marriage also somebody moves out. In rural India, girls usually leave their villages after marriage and go and live in their husband's village. Many people also leave their own village and migrate to different villages where they buy lands, because those lands might be more fertile. Urban to urban migration, that is migration from one city to another city in search of jobs, opportunities, education facilities, health facilities, example. For instance, many people and professionals, cities like Patna, Allahabad, Lucknow, people go from there to Delhi or Mumbai in search of better opportunities. This type of migration also happens when the population of a city becomes too big and started affecting the good quality of the life. Then also people move out. As a result, many people choose to shift to a new city where they can get a better life and they are satisfied with their life. Example, people from Delhi are moving to satellite towns like Gurgaon, Noida to have better life and to satisfy their amenities. Moving in large government offices or other establishment from one city to another also causes large-scale migration of people from one city to another, because they are transferred from one city to the another city due to this governmental job. So that is also a big move.